Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Saiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasa Tado Jayamudriya Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Reading from SriMad Bagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 2, Text number 14, continuation of SriMad Bhagavat Purana. Atrapi Udaharanti Mam Itihasam Puratanam Arshabanam Cha Samvadam Videhasya Mahatmanaha Atrapi Udaharanti Mam Itihasam Puratanam Ashrabanam Cha Samvadam Videhasya Mahatmanaha. Synonyms: Atrapi, in this very matter of describing Bhagavata Dharma. Udharanti is given as an example. Imam, this itihasam, historical account, puratanam, and ancient. Arshabanam, the sons of Rishabha. Cha and Samvadam, the conversation. Videhasya, with Janaka, king of Videha. Mahatmanaha was a great broad-minded soul. Translation, purport given by Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So, to explain the devotional service of the Lord, sages have related the ancient history of the conversation between the great soul King Videha and the sons of Rishabha. So, just a recap. In the previous sessions, we saw that the verse number 12 and 13, the chapter name is Maharaj Nimi meets the Navayogendras. So, the pure devotion service rendered to the Supreme Lord is spiritually so potent that simply by hearing about the glories of the Supreme Person, the glories about such transcendental service, by chanting its glories in response, by meditating on it, by respectfully and faithfully accepting it or prizing the devotional service of others, even persons who hate the demigods and all other living entities can be immediately purified. We saw in the last video that how one can get purified and what are the steps we have to take, what sort of a sadhana we have to do, and what sort of a devotional service we have to do to get purify ourselves. So Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur has commented that the word Sadharma means Bhagavata Dharma. Bhagavata Dharma means devotional service. So Bhagavata Dharma, SriMad Bagavatam is the only epitome for all problems. They say, whatever your problems you have, all problems, only one solution is reading SriMad Bagavatam, having SriMad Bagavatam full set in the house, and one should not lead a life without reading SriMad Bagavatam every day. And one should not spend a moment without discussing SriMad Bagavatam with the pure devotees of the Lord. So, who are the pure devotees? Pure devotees are one who render pure devotion from the core of the heart, from the bottom of the heart, and their life and soul is fully absorbed in serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are the pure souls. They are pure devotees like Sage Narada Muni and all the other Mahatmas, Mahajans, like Janaka Maharaj. Janaka Maharaj is also one of the Mahajan. Among 12 Mahajans, Janaka Maharaj is also one of the Mahajan. Is very great Mahatma, the father-in-law of Lord Sri Ram, so who is king of Videha. So pure devotional service So here Sridhar Swami also says that even though if the conditioned soul is uh, committed so many sinful activities, so many abominable activities in his life, if he takes up the Bhagavad Dharma, or if he is absorbed in Bhagavad Dharma, definitely he will get purified one day or other. But the constant study of Bhagavad Dharma from a bona fide guru or from a Bhagavatacharya, definitely he will get purified. So even though if he's fully absorbed in mundane affairs, fully absorbed in worldly affairs, but if once he take up to the once he starts hearing or doing Shravanam about the transcendental pastimes of the Lord, definitely he will be purified, he will get purified. So there was once a spiritual master, a guru was glorifying glorifying Vrindavan, glorifying Krishna, that how Krishna was decorated with so many jewels. So for his neck, Kaustuba mani, and for his ears, beautiful earrings, and for his hip, beautiful belt, and for his 2 lotus feet, there was golden and diamond neck, chains, and so many ornaments, so many gold, diamonds, pearls, all those things he was decorated. And for his wrist he was having bracelets, and even for his forehead he was having the golden chain, wrapped with golden chain, and for his 2 lotus feet, the anklets, and like so many things that Guruji was explaining and glorifying and narrating the jewels he was having, jewels he was wearing. Krishna was wearing. That time one a famous thief in that village came and sat to hear about this. Somehow or other he came for a different purpose. He came for his own profession, to steal something from the persons who are hearing Srimad Bagavatam. But fortunately, by the mercy of the Lord and by the mercy of that particular Guru, Vaishnava, Guruji, when he was explaining all these things, narrating all these things about the jewels about Krishna wearing in Vrindavan, immediately it struck to the mind of this thief, somehow or other I should catch that little boy, somehow or other I should steal all those things from him. So definitely, and soon after he heard all these things about the narration of Krishna's jewels, he started journey to Vrindavan, and he went to Vrindavan, and he was searching where is little Krishna. So after little Krishna was wearing decorated with so many jewels by Yashoda Maya, he was coming out from Nanda Baba's house, and all his friends were associated with him. And basically, because Krishna means everyone, Krishna means gopas, cows, peacocks, gopikas, everybody, Shrimati Radharani, everybody will be associating Krishna always. That is called Krishna. Krishna means his associates of Sango Pangasya Parshadam. He will be always associated with his pure devotees. They always dwell with him. So when this thief saw Krishna, he was so bliss, he was so happy. The point came to his mind, the thought came to his mind, for my lifetime I need not steal anything. So much I got. Enough. And then he went heading towards Krishna's place, and he asked Krishna. He was so much flattering Krishna. He was applying like a butter, how we apply butter to bread. Like that he was flattering Krishna. You are so wonderful, Krishna, you are so amazing. You look beautiful with these jewels. But one thing, so many jewels, if you are wearing, you are too small. You are a very young boy. If you wear all these things, it will be heavy for you. So I can suggest one thing for you. If it is very heavy, you can give it to me, some jewels. I will keep it, and then I will after hand it over to you. So very tricky this thief is. So then Krishna said, okay, Krishna knows everything, because Krishna is in the heart of everyone as Paramatma. Like 15:15 in Gita says, Sarvasya chaham hrudi sannivisto matta sruti jnanam apohanam cha vedaisya evam vedaya. So in that Krishna says, I am there in everybody's heart, as Upadrusta. So then Krishna has given everything to that thief. As soon as he came in contact with Krishna, the next moment, immediately he got purified. Immediately he has become transcendental. So he got the jewels from Krishna, and when he came in contact, after that he became transcendental. Immediately Krishna gave everything to him. The thief gave everything to him, and he himself decorated Krishna with the different jewels. Afterwards he became a very nice devotee. He got purified. His heart was blossomed with so much pure devotion. So when Krishna went to Yashoda Maya, and when he returned home, Yashoda Maya was so pinpointed, so specific. No, something has happened to you. See, I have decorated in a different way your jewels, but now you are come with a different decoration. Who has made you all these things? So Yashoda Maya was a bit confusing. So because all the jewels were, he has changed the places, this particular thief. So whoever comes in contact with the Vaishnava, or who come in contact with the devotee, or whoever comes in contact with hearing the glories of the Lord, with hearing the glories of Supreme Personality of Godhead, even though he is a thief or a goon or whatever he may be, he thug or a murderer or assassinator or rock-hearted and hardcore atheist, if he comes in contact with the holy names of the Lord or hearing the glories of the holy name of the Lord, definitely he will get purified. So that's and this in this chapter 14, in the verse 14, to explain the devotional service of the Lord, because devotional service is the only means, is the only alternative. It is the only way out to come out from this this blazing material world, this precarious condition. Because material world is very precarious. It's like filled with a lot of thrones. We cannot walk on the thrones because it is filled with thrones. It is like a razor-edged blade. So we should be very safe and secure. So for that, pure devotion service is even in the first chapter of SriMad Bagavatam, first canto, when the Sutta Goswami raised 6 questions, which was represented in Naimisharanya, headed by Saunaka Rishi, and Saunaka Rishi will ask 6 major questions to Sutta Goswami, and Sutta Goswami gives answer for this. In the last 6th question, he says that Bhagavatam is the only means to come out from this repeated birth and death. So Srimad Bhagavatam is the only answer for all our material miseries and material contaminations and material desires. But nobody knows, nobody takes out Srimad Bhagavatam, nobody buys the set of Bhagavatam and wants to, doesn't have any desire, or he doesn't have any inclination, or he don't even initiate to read or understand from the pure devotees, because pure devotees are very seldomly available in this Kaliga. So should take the association of these devotees to hear Bhagavatam every day. So because those days, so in the pure devotees like Janaka Maharaj, the king of Videha, so because in ancient history, I think it's in Treta Yuga, this Videha was discussing about the pure devotion service with the great soul king, the king Videha, that is Janaka Maharaj, is discussing with Rishabhadev, who is also the incarnation of Supreme Personality of God, who is also the incarnation of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So these both great personalities were discussing about this. When they were discussing this, about the pure devotion service of the Lord, when Narada Muni was explaining, narrating about the devotional service to Vasudeva, the son of Krishna, was the father of Krishna, he related this conversation about pure devotion service, the conversation between Janaka Maharaj and Rishabhadev. He related this because Itihasam and Puranam, meaning ancient historical account, are significant here. So Srimad Bhagavatam is Nigama Kalpataro Galitam Palam, the ripe fruit of the desire tree of Vedic knowledge. So Bhagavatam is compared to the ripened fruit. So it is the Nigama Kalpataror Galitam Palam, the ripe fruit of the desire tree of the Vedic knowledge. So in the Vedic knowledge, the most ripened fruit is Srimad Bhagavatam. Because in the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam, we find true historical narrations relating to the Supreme Personality of God and the liberation of the conditioned souls. So in the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam, we find true historical narrations. All these are true events in Srimad Bhagavatam. So there is no, it is called Amala Puranam, spotless. Nobody can point out there is some mistake in Srimad Bhagavatam. Nobody can do it, because it is written by the Lord himself as the literary incarnator, Vyasadeva. He himself has written this. So he himself has written this great literature. That is why there is no faults at all. You cannot find any faults. So the historical accounts are not fiction or mythology, but people, so many different people gives their speculation, and they are so skeptic about this Srimad Bhagavatam, saying that it is a mythology. It's not at all clear. No way, it is mythology. Nobody can explain this. But Srimad Bhagavatam can be explained by the pure devotees, because Srimad Bhagavatam is two factors. One is book Bhagavatam and the person Bhagavatam. See, the person Bhagavatam will have detailed study with the pure devotion service, and he explains about this Srimad Bhagavatam to all. So we should study Bhagavatam, we should understand Bhagavatam, we should apply in our personal life, and also we should preach to other persons also about this Srimad Bhagavatam. So Bhagavatam has foolishly tried to depict the Bhagavatam as a mythological work or a recent creation. And other people also speculate about this Bhagavatam as a recent creation. So this Bhagavatam, all this historical, these granthas or literatures are there from so many thousands and thousands of years. It is not recently created by anyone. Actually, there was only one Vedas in the beginning. So to facilitate to the devotees, to the readers, This one Veda was divided into 4 Vedas, and each Veda has been given to some particular sages by Vasudev, like Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Samaveda, Atharvana Veda, like Samaveda to some sages and Atharvana Vedas to some sages, so that they can keep elaborating, narrating, and explaining about these particular Vedas to different Vedas. And after this, it has been divided into there are these all these Puranas, Itihasas. Itihasa means Ramayana and Mahabharata, and Puranas are 18 Puranas. Upanishads are 108 Upanishads. So all these Upanishads are the detailed explanation with so many analogies of Vedas. But if one reads SriMad Bagavatam, it is the ultimate source, or it is the only Saragrahi, it is the only Sara of all the Vedas. You need not study all Puranas, Itihasas, and all other scriptures, different scriptures. But if you read SriMad Bagavatam, it can give you clarity of how to do devotional service. And it will also elevate you from this material world to the spiritual world. So, those who have very talented, intelligent, diligent people should study Bhagavatam, and it is available in all our centers. International Society of Krishna Consciousness is distributing to the nook and corner of the world. So people should buy that, purchase that, and they should see. The Acharyas also say that, even my Guru Maharaj says, one who has Srimad Bhagavatam in their house, that house is not a house. It's not an ordinary house. It's Vaikuntha, he says, because there is no difference between Srimad Bhagavatam and Supreme Personality of Godhead. So there are 18 cantos and 18,000 volumes. So there is a difference between Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Charitamrita. Chaitanya Charitamrita is about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who has taken, Krishna has taken incarnation as a devotee. See, in Bhagavad Gita, it starts with that Krishna is, it starts with the soul, Atma. So it starts, the whole second chapter is described about the Atma, the nature of the Atma, and ends with Krishna is supreme, and ends with Sarvadharman Parityaja, and ends with Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. He is the Satyam, he is the absolute truth. And in Bhagavatam also, it starts with absolute truth. It says that Krishna is absolute truth. Krishna, in the first sloka itself, it says, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vasudeva is Vasudeva is the ultimate, Vasudeva is the supreme, and he is the absolute truth. He is the Samam Bonam. So he is Samrat, he is independent. We are all dependent to everybody, but Krishna is independent. And it starts with absolute truth and ends with the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. The last verse also in Bhagavatam says it, the chanting of the holy names of the Lord is the only aushadha, or only medicine to counteract all sinful activities. And the Chaitanya Charitamrita starts with chanting the holy names of the Lord and ends with Krishna Prem. So if one reads these 3 books, it is like law books for the advocate, for the students of devotion service, sadhakas. His life is success. He need not search, or he need not work hard or do any endeavors for other literatures. So the ultimate study of Srimad Bhagavatam is solution for all the problems, whatever we have. So when these 2 personalities, great personalities like Janaka Maharaj and Rishabhadev was discussing about the devotional service, This conversation between them was related by Narada Muni. So he was explaining how these two personalities were conversing about the devotional service or about SriMad Bagavatam. So this SriMad Bagavatam it not only discusses about the entire situation of the universe, but it also discusses about the about universe, all the beyond the universe, in both material and spiritual skies. If one seriously studies Srimad Bhagavatam, he becomes most learned intellectual man. Mahaprabhu desires that all pious persons become highly learned by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, then preach the glories of the Lord in scientific way all over the world. It is essential that we hear that these historical narrations, such as conversation between Navayogendras and King Videha, with complete faith and submission. See, these conversation between Navayogendras and King Videha, Janaka Maharaj, is very, very useful and very, very essential. So that's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. If one seriously studies Srimad Bhagavatam, he becomes the most learned intellectual man. So in material world we say, no, he is very intelligent, he is very talented, he has done MS in US, he has taken doctorate, he has done so many he has studied so many philosophies. But whatever philosophy, whatever mundane qualification you have, that's okay. I'm not saying you should do all those things, should not endeavor for all these things. You must, but if you haven't taken this Srimad Bhagavatam set or studied Srimad Bhagavatam, then all your intelligence is in vain, because the intelligent person here denotes that he has to be a very serious and sincere student of Srimad Bhagavatam. Then only you are very intelligent. You can say he is very intelligent, because Srimad Bhagavatam deals in depth about all the angles, about all the departments, about all the factors, whatever they are in, not only in the universe but beyond the universe, both in material and spiritual. So then it is stated in the verse 12th of this chapter, even in our former life is filled with abominable activity. Simply by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, we shall be promoted to the same transcendental status as the Lord and His pure devotees. So I told with the mercy of the Lord and pure devotees, even though if we have done vikarma in our previous life, if one comes in contact with Srimad Bhagavatam, he will be successfully promoted to the spiritual planets. So this is the extraordinary power of Bhagavata history as contrasted with useless mundane historical accounts which ultimately serve no purpose. Although mundane historians justify the work on plea that we have to learn from history, we can practically see the world situation is now rapidly deteriorating into unbearable conflict and chaos, while so-called historians stand helplessly by. But the Bhagavata historians who have faithfully heard Srimad Bhagavatam can give perfect and potent instructions for the restoration of peaceful and blissful world. See, I'll tell you an example which has happened some 100, not even 150, 60 years before, when there was no rains in Hyderabad. That time, almost 3-4 years they were not having rains. But when Srila Prabhupada went there and started chanting the holy names of the Lord and started glorifying the holy names of the Lord, and Srila Prabhupada also had a challenge between the local people of Hyderabad. If we chant the holy names of the Lord here in this place of Hyderabad, definitely the Lord is going to shower rains here. But those people were not at all having any belief and faith in the words of Srila Prabhupada. But Prabhupada really proved that even now we have that newspaper cutout that when Prabhupada went there and he organized a big Kirtan team, and he started doing Kirtan. And after 3-4 days, it was just the rains were pouring like anything. So Hyderabad was filled with full rains. Hyderabad was having so much of rainfall those time when Prabhupada went there, and Prabhupada did Kirtan, and his followers, his disciples, everybody joined that Kirtan. So that time they had very good rains. So from this we can understand that if one, because Srimad Bhagavatam's ultimate last verse is chanting the holy names of the Lord is the only means or only aushad, or it is the only remedial measure to sort out all the problems. Because now at present the contemporary world is filled with so much chaos, it's filled with so much disturbances. Even for a small problem, small issue, they are making a big issue. So many communal clashes, so many ego problems, false ego, and Ishvara Bhava, and controlling over other countries, snatching the land of other countries, and dominating over others, and exploitation of the weaker sections. So many issues we can see now in Manipur recently. Just for a small issue, both the parties, I mean the people who are living in the hilly area and the people who are living in the lower hill area, both were fighting because of this the piece of land, and both belongs to same place, but these people think they are the low caste, and those people think those people should be given this scheduled tribe. So just a very small thing. So a very small issue it is. But if they would have taken the advantage of this Srimad Bhagavatam, or taken advantage of holy names of the Lord, definitely they will understand the issues. What will be the result if we do communal clashes like this? So what was the result? These people were burning those properties, and those people were burning the other people's properties. Both were setting fire to each other, and ultimately so many people got killed, so many people got injured, and finally they doesn't have any place to stay themselves. What is the issue? Did the problem got solved? No, the problem got not solved. But the Bhagavata history has has a solution for this. This Bhagavatam, if it is spread all over the world, definitely there will be a solution. But people should have faith in this Bhagavad history. Only then we can see in Canada, just Khalistanis are fighting. My country, I want separate place. I want separate place. So what is the fun in fighting like this? So the main business, Prabhupada says, our business is to practice Krishna consciousness. Then Krishna will give you everything, whatever you have, if you are pure, if your devotion is pure. If your devotion service is very serious and sincere, you need not endeavor for any material desires, any material belongings. Just will Krishna give you like anything. Just like that he will give it. But if you have sincere and seriously, because devotee doesn't have any business at all apart from pleasing and giving pleasure to Krishna. That is the only business to devotees. There is no other business to him at all. All other business are useless. All other business. But since we are grahasthas, we need to do some earnings, like 6 hours or 7 hours we have to work hard, and remaining hours we have to spend time or spare time for reading Srimad Bhagavatam, chanting the holy names of the Lord, and having association with the devotees. All these things we have to do it. So definitely Srimad Bhagavatam is the only solution, or it can give perfect and potent instructions for the restoration of a peaceful and blissful world. Therefore, those who are inclined to enrich their intellectual life through the study of history should educate themselves in the historical narrations of Srimad Bhagavatam. This will bring them the perfection of intellectual and spiritual life. Grantaraj Srimad Bagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaura Premanande. So any comments, please pass on, or please like, share and subscribe this. This is only to do service to the humanity, to spread this the essential literature, essential history of Srimad Bhagavatam, and to restore the Sanatana Dharma and to spread Sanatana Dharma to each and everyone, so that there will be peace and harmony and integrity in the whole world. Hare Krishna.